everybody. How you doing?
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
So well, we're back for another episode of our actual creative event every Thursday, as you guys know. So if you're coming on, please make sure that you let StreamYard have your name so that we can say hi and let us know where you're coming from, because we want to say hi. We want to be able to chit chat with you. So let us know. I'd love to know. But StreamYard doesn't take any information. It's just the way that we can get all of us together on one thing. So I'm going to let Julie from the Enchanted Canvas, and she is our magical mistress designer today. I'm going to let her start us off with her introduction. And then once we've all introduced ourselves, then I will open circle.
Yay. Thank you, Tracy. Hi, everybody. I'm Julie with the Enchanted Canvas Paint Parties. We are going to be doing something really fun and inspired by my cat, Miss Frida, and the new moon and coming into some new energy. So this is our painting. I created it digitally, and then we're going to be designing it on our canvas. I have mine all traced out, and I like to do just a quick trace with a Sharpie. That way I can paint over the Sharpie, but still shows through just a little, and I still have my tracers. So that's what we're going to be doing, and I'm so excited to be painting with everybody today and can't wait to see your finished paintings that you will post in the group after we're done.
Yeah, my tiger's not done yet. Look.
Oh, your tiger's not?
I love
from
this
tiger.
week
Still.
I haven't finished my gnomes, and I've still got my tiger.
Oh my gosh, that's so
busy,
funny.
I haven't finished.
I had
but
I will
so
post
much fun doing this. I like
Thank you,
so
Michelle.
much
I
fun
saw
with
your
that.
finished one. It's gorgeous.
Yes,
I actually have pulled it into Canva, and I'm going to use it to do some like quotes with that as the background.
Yeah.
I love the design that you did with that, Tracy. Thank you for sharing that with all of us.
Yeah.
It was fun. Now get yours done.
I know. I will. Absolutely. I worked last weekend, and then I was sick on Sunday because I work at the motocross racetrack at the gate, and all the fumes and stuff like get to me every time I end up with a migraine the next day. Yeah. So the whole day I was in bed. And now this weekend I'm working Saturday and Sunday, so I'm not looking forward to it.
Do y'all ever feel like the cobbler's kids that have no shoes? I sometimes feel like I encourage others to do their art and to finish and to post and, you know, to be more creative, but then I don't get my own art done half the time. I probably shouldn't admit that, right?
That is it. It's so mean. Oh my gosh.
Mine's
so
an energy thing. There's days where I'm like super productive and I'll put other stuff off just to do the art. And then there's other days I got to re-energize. I just can't, I can't, you know? So I'm a cycle to the moon because
you need to track with the moon.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. My energy goes up and down with the cycles of the moon. And as this group grows and we start to do more stuff, I'll actually come in and share how that works. Yeah. Because it has been an absolute lifesaver for me is tracking. I know if there is an air moon, I am useless. Like, forget it. It's not happening. It's not going down. Just go to sleep because I'm not going to get anything done. If it's a water moon, I can get like behind the scenes stuff done. I can get electronics, you know, background stuff, you know, batch tasks or things like that. I'm slow, but I can get that stuff done. But man, if like I can't go live, I'm very judgmental of myself. I get all self-conscious. But if it's a fire moon or an earth moon, man, I'm on fire. But then I'm a Taurus sun. I'm a Cancer, so that is a water moon.
That is so
and then I'm
funny,
a Leo.
I'm a Cancer,
so
but I'm a
fire
Taurus rising
ascendant.
Yeah.
So yeah, you probably have the same energy cycle as me. If you are a Taurus Pisces, because that would be, you know, earth and then air. You're probably also way better on fire and earth moons than you are on air and water moons.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get your stuff too, Michelle.
Yeah, we'll have to chat.
I am Cancer
Amy is
sun.
on with us.
Oh, hey,
You're what?
Amy.
Cancer.
I'm a Cancer sun, and my rising is Gemini. So
Okay.
So
I don't
you
know.
are, Cancer is water.
Water. Yep.
Yes. So then you probably would find that the water signs are better for you. So when we're slower, you're probably a little bit like got more
Interesting.
go.
I want to
Yeah.
learn more about this. Keep sharing this, Tracy. I'm
will
so
share little
fascinated.
tidbits and
Your
I love
sun, moon, and
astrology.
rising, they all matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, they do. Yeah.
what you are, your Cancer, or if you're a Taurus, that's how people see you. But all your rising and the other traits are how you really are. So you're pulling from each of the 12 houses. So
Absolutely.
it's just when you delve into it, it's so interesting.
Oh yeah, I want to
and
know
then
more.
whatever like planet
This is
is
exciting.
affecting what, like right now is the first time in 3 years that we actually have no planets in retrograde. Mercury just came out of retrograde, so we're in the back end of that energy. Pluto just went direct as well, so we're in the front end of that energy.
Yeah.
So it's the first time that for a long time we've got no planets affecting our energy. So that's why it feels so weird today, because it's the first time our bodies haven't had so much stuff pushed on us. And so it's like, when you're a child and like the parents are like, go, go, go. And then they pull back, you're a bit lost. You're like, oh, what do I do now? That's what's happening to us, is why you might be feeling a little off right now. It's just because it's the first time that nobody's like on you going, hey, have you done this yet? Have you done this? You're just like free to
oh my gosh. I was actually, Amy, who's listening right now, I was just talking to her earlier today about that very thing. Like this week, the last 2 or 3 days, I just can't get it together. Like I'm getting
it
stuff
happened
done.
2 days ago.
Yeah, that's
actually
when the
2
last
days
2
ago
days.
that
The last
we
2
finally
days.
out of all this planetary pressure. So Amy,
and it's like I'm doing stuff,
what
but
your
can't
moon
get it done.
is. So
I just
Gemini,
take it easy. I'm just like, okay, this is how it's gonna be. I'm just gonna just surrender and go do something.
Exactly.
Relaxing.
Gemini is your sun
Usually
sign,
I'll go outside in nature and just take really long walks.
Good idea.
Definitely. Getting in nature is always grounding. Take your shoes off, put your bare feet in the earth, and just ask Mother Earth to just cleanse all this off of us, get rid of all this magnetic energy. Because if you think about it, we are cells all running together, rubbing together to hold us into this being. Like we're atoms. Everything around us is energy and atoms. We are energy. We are in the purest form, of this energy. So definitely just grounding all that extra stuff off. But if you know your Amy, your Gemini is your sun sign. So if you know your moon sign and your rising, then that helps you. If you don't, I think I'll open a post in the group and I will just put a little meme there. If you don't, and you don't mind sharing your birth date, your birth time, and your place of birth in the group. Remember, this is a private group. It's not, no one else can see it except for the members that are in the group. If you don't want to share that information on the group, you can private message it to me, and then I will just share. I won't share your information, but I will share what your sun is, what your moon is, and what your rising is. But I'll put a meme in the group, so we'll do that. But let's get on with it. Let Michelle introduce herself and
that's right. We're still doing introductions, aren't we?
We're still doing introductions. We got off on an astrology lesson.
Look at us. We're like tangent girls today. I love it. So I'm Michelle with Inner Journey Studios, and I help busy women prioritize self-care through art journaling. So like today, you'll see me working in my art journal. I'll be doing the design that Julie has for us, but I'll be doing a little bit of a mixed media art journal spin on it. So I do things a little bit different. Sometimes I do acrylic paintings too, because those are a blast as well. But I'm just so excited to be here. What else was I supposed to share? Something else? Oh, I'm in Central Florida. I am telling you, my brain is a little like today. I cannot keep on track.
Michelle is doing next week's design. So next Thursday, same time, same place, come back. Michelle
wait.
That's what got us on the zodiac thing. It's Michelle's
That's
fault.
right.
We're blaming
It's my
you.
fault. My fault.
It was all your fault. So her
we are
design
doing
is
an Aquarius inspired design next week. So we're coming towards, next week will be towards, I think, the end of the Aquarius sign. I don't have the dates right in front of me, but we'll be tapping into the Aquarius energy and doing a piece that's inspired by that. So,
awesome.
and you'll be able to do it however you want. If you want to do it as an acrylic painting, mixed media, something different, it'll be very flexible to your style. So I can't wait to do that.
Awesome.
I can't either. I love it.
So, and last but not least, so I'm Tracy Abbey from the Cat's Whiskers Mobile Art Studio, and I bring witchy woohoo magic in person and online to my followers and my paid party people who join me. I do in-person parties here in Lodi, California, and I do virtual online art parties with groups through Zoom, as well as I offer art kits and tutorials that they can purchase through my website. So yeah. Oh, and my membership. I always forget my membership. Oh my goodness. I have a witchy membership called the Witch a Crafting Coven, and it is a coven of ladies who come together like us here, but we come together as a group and we craft and kitchen witchery and green witchery and herbal stuff and all sorts of goods and stuff. So I think the Facebook user on the comments is Kristen. If that is you, she was saying hi. So if that is you, we can't see because I know StreamYard always gives you some hassles. So, but I'm sure it is her. So
it is Kristen.
It is Kristen.
It's Kristen.
Yeah, I was
why it doesn't ever let me see.
And I would just like to say, Amy, I wish you were back in Florida too. I'm just saying, I'm
I
putting that out there. I wish you all were in Florida. Come visit.
I know.
Like right in Central Florida, right by the beaches, right by the theme parks.
Sounds so
like
nice.
Right there. Yes, anytime.
Sounds awesome. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. If you did not give StreamYard permission to let us see your name, somebody else popped on and said hi, let us know.
Cheryl, hi Cheryl.
Oh, hey, Cheryl.
All right, so you guys can see. Okay, good. As long as somebody can see.
To the side.
Okay, awesome, perfect. Because I'm just seeing like Facebook users. So yeah, let us know because we want to say hi and we want to know where you're from and how you found us. So I am going to open circle. Oh my goodness, and what a perfect time to open circle. Do you see the time? It's 1:11.
Oh my!
On my time. I know you guys are different, but mine it's
3:11.
And the
I've got
4:11s for me are like a big
nice.
thing, so
I've got the information. I got the information for y'all.
Oh, good.
Right.
So I'm gonna pop my other camera in. I'm gonna add it in so you can see. There we are, and I will open circle for us. So if everybody will put their feet flat on the ground for me. We're just going to ground ourselves and put that energy into Mother Gaia and connect with her and just allow Mother Earth to take all our worries away and have us feel relaxed and at peace and centered with ourselves. And any of that's going to just go through our feet and into her, and she's going to transmute it and make it into pure love and feed the earth with that pure love. So all those worries are going to disappear, and they're not going to hurt the earth in any way. They are going to become pure love that she's going to feed back. So take a deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Perfect. I will light our candle. And I will ask our ancestors, guardians, guides, and those of pure love and light and God's source energy are the ones that will be able to join us and inspire us and create with us and allow us to fill our magic in the world and share just absolute pure love and joy with the world around us. Blessed be to all who joins us. And the candle will glow and light and be for the duration of our class. Put that up there. And we are back and ready to paint with you guys. Yay!
I don't know about everybody else, but I needed that. I needed that breath and
did.
that grounding. That was amazing. Like I feel so
I feel
much
a lot
more
better.
present
It's your
now.
Zen moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Pull all the
Talking
positive
so
energy
fast,
in,
and I
and
felt like
release.
really like, so that was good. I'm glad we did
Yeah.
that. I'm so glad.
Thank you for that, Tracy.
Yeah, that got me a little bit more centered, and it changed my mind on something. I'm changing the whole size of my picture.
Isn't that how it goes? I love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Well, I'm excited to paint with everybody today. Hopefully you have your tracer. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to do the background first. So we're going to grab a blue and like a purple and even a little pink color.
Oh, nice.
And we're just going to, I usually just use the bigger brush. And we're going to go ahead and paint the whole background. I have mine. You see it? I have the flowers drawn in. If we get paint on those, not a big deal. But we're going to go ahead and paint over our tracer of the cat and the moons that we did with Sharpie. So I'm just going to put the blue directly on the page. And I'm going to do the same thing with the purple. Just going to squeeze a little bit in the middle.
Oops, sorry.
And
I'm
then
being loud. I lost a camera.
A really bright pink.
Camera.
Yes. I'm going to put some of this on the opposite side. So let me turn this down. You can see I've got 3 good globs of paint. And now I'm just going to blend them in. Really easy. This is just be fun and free with it. You can still see the black lines behind, which is awesome. And I'm just going to get the paint, just start mixing them together. I'm not going to wash my brush off. If you want to get the edges, make sure you get the edges. And the trick is to just blend the colors together to kind of make this really cool background. And I might not paint all over the cat, but I'm going around him or her, whatever your cat is. And then as close as I can to the flowers. And just work those colors in together. You can add more on your page if you want. It's supposed to look like a really intriguing sky with the galaxy and all the stars. So I'm going to add a little more pink. Ooh, that's a lot of pink. And then with a paper towel, I crinkle it up. And then I just kind of take that paint and tap it all around onto the other colors, which kind of just makes this really cool, cloudy looking background. And I'm just merging all the colors together. And you can put as little or as much blue, pink, however you like it. You can even add black in there if you want. And this is what gives that kind of like galaxy look. Is when we just tap, 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 tap with your paper towel. I love doing the galaxy paintings. They're so fun. Anyone can do them. Kids love them.
My kids just love because they can make a mess.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the only time I'm like, yes, just make a mess of the canvas. Do it.
I feel like that's why most of us like these.
Yes. And you could add any color in here. Go back if you want to do white. You want to do some black. I might put some darker purple in here.
You know, this is really a cool design too, the galaxies, to do on white tennis shoes, like white canvas tennis shoes. It's a super easy design to do to really like create a unique pair of shoes for yourself. It's kind of cool.
Right. And you could do any color you want. So I'm adding a little of this really dark purple to my background. But really, I have a whole plethora of paint out. So sometimes I'm painting and I'm like, you can plan for colors and then mid painting, change your mind and need to go get some more. So I kind of just throw everything together. And I like this painting. It's supposed to be pretty dark back there in the background with the galaxy and just everything melding together. And then we got the black cat. And then at the end, we're going to put the gold on, which really pops.
I wanted to use my gold leaf, but I couldn't find it this morning. And I was like, oh my goodness.
That's a good idea.
Some gold leafing on it. I'm going to do this design again because of that. I'm going to do it on a bigger canvas. That's why I'm still tracing here quickly, is I changed my mind and I'm doing this on my smaller canvas for right now on this live so that I can keep up. But yeah, I'm going to do it on the bigger one. And then I think I'm going to do some gold leafing and I'll probably put in some actual crushed like glass crystals and stuff too.
I love that.
I'm loving this.
Amazing.
I think the crystals would be amazing. You could add one like in the center. We got the eye up top. We can always do that. I think that would be beautiful. And then I also grabbed just now, because I wanted to brighten it up, some of the lighter blue here. And I'm just going to take that maybe around the edges and tap it on. You're just kind of tap, 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 tap with the paper towel. And the different ways you crinkle it will be kind of like adding texture all over your board. I'm just adding a little cloud areas here. I can't wait. I loved it last week, girls, when we like showed off what we did. I was like, oh my God, everybody's is so different. That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to see how
we do it all so different.
I know.
It was so much fun. I love that. I love how unique, like, it's like one design, but it's like so many different ways. It's almost, wasn't there like a TV show like that where it was like one thing done? It was like a decorating show or something, or I don't know.
Well, if not, we should make one.
I don't.
Well, I'm not a
home
decor
TV.
person. Oh my gosh, I have all these great ideas, but they don't ever seem to like play out how they look in my head. So I don't know that I'd be a great home decor person. I need to.
You know, I think home decor is just like painting. You try a bunch of stuff and some of it works and some of it doesn't. And you just kind of go with it, you know?
Yeah.
And then if something works, you do more of that.
Okay. I'm going to show off my background. Let's see.
Oh, it's so pretty. I love that.
So all the tapping, and you can just keep adding colors and blending in. And I love it. That's one of my favorite techniques is the galaxy. I do a lot of those. We did in my studio, we did this whole astrology class, and I do a lot of wood, but I had the ladies come and give me their sign, Tracy, kind of like you're going to do for the people in our group. And I gave them their sun, moon, and rising, and then give them a little blurb, you know. And then we did, I'll just show you. We did the galaxy background, and then I cut out the wood moons. And then over here, we could put their constellation and the stars.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yes. So I don't know. I just feel very connected to the world, the galaxy, the stars. And
I love astrology. It has been a passion of mine since I was little. I remember getting hold of, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Linda Goodman, but she had those books, you know, your love sign and your star sign and books, and like relationships according to your star signs. Right. And I remember devouring those books as a young girl. I just used to read them and read them. They were on my mom's shelf, and I would read everything I could in those books, and I'd like memorized every sign and their characteristics and stuff. And I was like a party trick to my mom, because she would like have her girlfriends come over and stuff, and she'd be like, what's your star sign? What's your sun sign? And, you know, and I'd be able to tell them all sorts of like crazy things about themselves. And then they'd be like, okay, so who would be my best partner? And I'd be able to tell them like which sign they should be dating and which sign they should stay away from. And I was like, I was little. I must be my daughter's age. I was like somewhere between 10 and 12. 10 and 13.
Oh yeah.
But it was like awesome. It was the only way to get me to read, because I couldn't stand reading when I was little. It was like pulling teeth. You could not get me to read. And now, oh my gosh, I love reading. But yeah, that was the only books I would read. I wouldn't read like my school books and stuff. I was like, give me Linda Goodman's star signs and relationship signs.
I love it. If you guys are finished with your background, we're just going to fill in the cat all black. And then when you get to these areas where the flowers are going to be, just get as close to your tracer as you can, because the fun thing with the flowers is once the cat's dry, we can just paint our flowers like right over anywhere that we didn't get perfect.
Cool. Ooh, I love what
I did too, Tracy, as a kid.
My shell's making stars.
What's that?
I said, I love what Michelle's doing over there. She's making stars.
I had to put some splatters in.
Oh,
she's making glitter splatters. I know.
Oh,
that's
did I get ahead of you?
I thought we were going to make glitter splatters,
That's
and I was
okay.
like,
we can do it now.
Splatters.
If you're going to make stars, you can take yellow or white. And what I like to do, just what she's doing. Were you tapping your brush?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I added a little extra water and then just tapped it. Julie, I'm sorry. I got ahead of you. I was one of those bad students that wasn't paying attention and just kind of kept doing her own thing. Sorry. I'll try to listen to the teacher better.
You're more than welcome. Let's tell
those are the best students.
So I just dip my brush into a little bit of water with the paint, and then you just tap it. Tap, tap, tap.
And what color did you say again, Julie?
I did white on mine, but you can do any color that you want. You could do like a yellow, like a nice kind of toned down yellow would be pretty.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard you say, is that it actually turns out really pretty with the yellow. I was like, oh, I've never done it with yellow. I've only ever done it with white.
Or
this is interesting.
You could do the gold if you wanted to be a little extra. You could do gold.
Oh yeah, you could put gold in.
I might actually do that over my
a little
white.
extra.
I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna try it. I don't mind. You guys can cut in at any time. Cut in. Now, Tracy, I had this huge book on astrology, and like who your perfect matches were and what your good parts were and what you're not good at, and by your birth date, and I was obsessed with that. I don't know what happened to it, but
well, what I've learned, because then
cool.
Now in my older like adult life, like because I stopped being very connected to my spiritual life for whatever reason. My parents changed from being Catholic to going to like more like a Baptist leaning type. It wasn't a Baptist church. It was one of, like these big churches, like where they have
the mega churches,
1,000 people, and they have one like God on the stand, that like loves himself so much, and everybody
a little more
worships him almost
evangelistic.
kind of churches.
Yeah.
So we started going to one of those like Christian transformational, whatever it was, and they scared the living life out of me because I always had gifts. I was always able to talk to spirit and see spirit and just know things that I shouldn't know. And yeah, they scared me, and they told me that they were demons that were talking to me, and that anything that if I was talking to anything other than God himself, that it was a demon I was talking to. And so I became really afraid of my gifts and really afraid of like being able to hear them or see them or anything. And I used to have night terrors and all sorts of stuff after that. And so I used to pray and pray and pray like all the time. Please, God, take these gifts away. I don't want them. I'm scared of them. And he listened. I mean, I believe the gifts came from him, and he listened because he could see how scary it was for me, and that it wasn't something that I needed at that point in my life. That, obviously he knows all, and he knew I would come back to it when I was good and ready. And so that was the thing. I walked away from all of my abilities and my gifts and all of my knowledge. And then I came back to it again a little bit, kind of after college, but not much. It was more like a hippie trained thing that I got into, a boho thing, not really a spiritual thing. And then again, didn't ever really get into it much until the eclipse that we had here in America that really opened doors for a lot of people spiritually. It was a huge awakening. Lots of really crazy things happened for a lot of people. And I had a major spiritual awakening at that point. And my whole life got turned upside down and transformed. I went through a divorce, a lot of crazy things. And I mean, yes, they felt like they were bad things at the time, but I had really outgrown the relationship and outgrown my life and really needed to do what I came to this earth to do. I mean, all of us as souls have a soul mission and a soul contract that we signed up for, and staying in that relationship that never would have happened, and staying in that comfort zone. So I had a major tower moment, and life went nuts. And I found myself in California, which I never thought would ever happen because, this is not ideally my state. I am definitely not of this leaning. And so, it was just crazy. And then I met the absolute love of my life and became mom to now 3 kiddos. And it's just been completely life transforming. And I started actually during the eclipse time, I started studying again astrology and became an astrologer, although I don't practice it for other people. I practice it for myself. I thought I wanted to do readings and things like that with astrology, but I don't. I find it is a very complex, very detailed personal journey. So I share stuff and I'll share insights and things like that, but I don't want to do those big readings because I'm such a perfectionist, and there's so much information that your chart can tell you. I could spend an entire lifetime telling you what your chart is telling you. So I just don't do it as for a living, but instead have my spirituality and my spiritual walk in my art and share that with people, because then I can connect them to ways that they can study it for themselves and become masters of their own learning instead of having to go to a quote unquote professional for the answers. Why not tap into your own guides? They're there. They're waiting to talk to you. They've been there since before you were born. They chose to come with you and experience this crazy university we're in. So why not? Why not learn how to connect to them? So that's my mission, is using art and using my psychic abilities in that way to connect people to their own God-given gifts.
I love it. We have very similar similar story, Tracy. And I know we haven't talked much about it, but it's funny that our signs link up, and then kind of our life story, because I grew up Catholic as well, but I always had certain gifts as well. Very intuitive. I'm an empath. And I always was drawn, to astrology and trying to learn more about my inner self and all that. But, you're taught it's so wrong, right? So
Yep.
when I got married, my husband at the time was very religious and totally was against all that. So I had to repress that for the 12 years I was married. And when I finally got out of that and entered the new cycle of my life is when I started doing the inner work and on myself and realizing that was part of it, and my religious background's part of it. I believe in a God, but I'm not going to throw away the other part of, the planets and everything that was made by the, that also correlates to my life. That also has a place in my life. So, it's like, I'm not going to shy away from that anymore. So it's pretty cool. I've been on my own journey learning about myself and, all the different signs and trines and squares and just everything, how everything relates and to us together. So it's pretty cool. And that's where I'm at on my spiritual journey. And I think I'd rather learn that for myself than sit here and ask somebody all the time.
Exactly. Because the thing is, if you're constantly going to a professional for their guidance, you're getting their interpretation too. And the thing with energy that I've really learned is that you can get a reading from somebody, and that is the energy at that time, in that moment, in that energy. So now they can say to you, yes, make this choice, make that choice, go do this thing, go do that. And yes, that's the right choice and it's the right guidance, and they're very correct on what they've given you. But that was for that energy at that time. Now, when we make changes or choices, or we hear the message the way that we hear it, maybe it wasn't in the spirit that they understood it. It's like, you know, looking at the color purple. Okay, this is purple, but to somebody, this is, this is an iris and it takes them down a meadow. To somebody else, this is, lavender. And to somebody else, this is like,
just
oh
how
gosh,
we're all
this is the
affected
color
by
that nasty
different
lady
things.
used to wear every single time when she came to our house, and she smells of mold. And you know what I mean? It's like your interpretation. Yes, it's purple. It's purple to everybody who looks at it.
How everything affects you by learning it. It really is. You could do a whole college course on this stuff and still not know everything, but it's empowering to know, okay, so, stuff is in conjunct or stuff is in retrograde, how it's going to affect you because of all the different planetary alignments of when you were born and just everything. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I have my favorite astrologers that I listen to for guidance, that I will hear what they are saying and what they're doing. And then I go and I look at my chart, and because of my own studies, I'm able to then take what they're sharing that's going on in the world, and I can go look at my chart because I have basic understanding of my charts, and I've studied as my astrology classes that I've taken and stuff. And granted, I mean, so, in astrology, I could probably be a master astrologer too and teach all of that stuff, and
you probably
do those things like
that.
Linda Goodman and stuff, because I have spent so many years doing it. But I still feel like a baby when it comes to the information, because there are so many things like that I will hear and stuff, and I'll see it. I'm like, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh gosh, that's exciting. There's so much stuff. Like you say, you're always learning and growing, and it's exciting. I love that.
Yes. Oh, for the people joining in or following along, I just went and put a whole bunch of colors that I wanted for my flowers on my palette. And then with flowers, it's really cool. I do a base color, and then I just start tapping around with either a darker or lighter color. And then you can get some really cool flower effects. There we go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So
and
I
do have to do our spray pot were we supposed to do our spray pot before we painted the black cat?
What's
suppose,
that?
Right? I didn't do the spray pot. I painted the damn black cat first.
That's okay. Spray it over it, cat.
Me. Michelle did her splatters before everybody else and didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention, and now I'm like painting my black cat and now wanting to put splatters in, and I'm like, that's
oh my gosh.
My black cat's going to end up splatter fest.
It's okay. Yeah, I just tap around the flowers and just kind of, it doesn't have to be realistic.
So Tracy and Julie, I'm curious, we've got a lot of different people that are watching and listening. And I think some are very knowledgeable about the astrology and the side of spirituality. And I'm sure there are some that are like, oh my gosh, what are they talking about? So you both have studied a lot of this. Where would, if somebody is brand new to astrology and they're listening to us right now, what resource, like, is there a book or a website, or like, what would be step one for them to do? What would you recommend so they don't go on Amazon and go, okay, there's 4,000 astrology books. What the heck?
I like
my book.
Time
Where is
Passages.
my book that I'm going to recommend?
Time Passages is one that I keep up and on my phone, my iPhone, and I look at, and it really breaks down what's happening and why and how it correlates to your sun, moon, and rising. So I like that.
Is the book.
What's that? What's that, Tracy?
Anyway, you can screenshot that, and I'll put a picture of it in the page later. So this is everything you need to know to interpret your natal chart. And your natal chart is your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant. So basically the place that Mercury affects the most is your ascendant. So this book will give you everything that you need to know. It's very basic to very advanced, but it takes you on the journey slowly. It takes you through the very basics and then gets you going. So this is where I would say start. It's Essential Astrology by Amy Herring. I got this one at a metaphysical store. I've seen it on Amazon as well. This is my go-to astrology book. Now,
I'm so oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of stuff out there. If you want to find out what most people know their sun sign. That's the month that they were born in. Now, your moon sign and your ascendant are the two that people don't know. There is a website called astro.com.
Yep.
Astro.com. You can sign up for a free account. You can plug your information into there and it'll spit out your chart. Now, as a beginner and as somebody who doesn't know anything, you'll probably just look at it and go, oh my holy heck, what? And that's fine. You can then take that information and you can go find websites and astrologers out there that are willing to share information freely with people, and who tell you, kind of, if you've got this sun, this moon, if you've got this planet in this house, if you've got whatever you've got. And you can start learning about the houses and the
I know a guy who has but it's classes that I actually
it's a lot of information, so you want to go baby steps. So that book is one of my favorites. And then I follow a lady named Yasmin, and she is just like incredible. She's an online astrologer from the UK, and she has a moon the Moonology deck. This is her, where is it? Oh, here. She has a diary. She has a club that you can belong to, like a membership. This is her deck. It's the Moonology Oracle cards. Her name is Yasminboland.
Awesome, Trace.
you can learn a lot from her for free, and a lot from her just following and listening to her stuff. So yeah, there's a lot in there. And then I'll try I'll try and share stuff in here, little bits and tidbits and stuff, and try and be as specific as I can, so that I can help you if you're a newbie and stuff like that. So, if I say something and you have questions or whatever, feel free to ask those questions in the comments, and I'll try and guide where I can. And Julie and Michelle are exactly the same. I mean, whatever knowledge they have in whatever fields or whatever they feel, confident to share in, they will share in. So
yeah, I'm still learning.
And if we don't know, we'll say we don't know, and we'll say where we would go to find that. So
I like the astro.com site for sure.
Yeah.
And like I said, the time passages is kind of like that. I think they were recommended on that Astro site. So I ended up downloading and looking at that, and it was really cool because I can plug in my kids' information. Yeah. And it'll kind of tell me how I relate to them. So that was really cool.
Oh yeah, you can do a synergy chart and see how your chart and their chart overlap each other.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can get a little bit more complicated with your charts and look at the relationship
I like
side.
to look at that. If my son's being crazy one day, I'm like, okay, what's affecting him today? And it usually makes so much sense. I'm like, okay, here we go. So but
yeah,
I
maybe have a wonderful
ladies
app on my phone too. I'll have to screenshot the app because I've tried so many different astrology apps and I have not loved them, but there's one that is on my phone that I absolutely really love and have used quite a bit. And it gives you like the energy of the day. It tells you what's going on and why and how and stuff like that. So
awesome.
It's one of those that I like.
Maybe
it
we
tells you
could
what planets are where.
Maybe we could set up a resource guide.
Yeah.
And do a post for apps, a post for books.
Oh yeah,
a post
that would be
for
awesome.
websites. And that way we can share like the information from today and going forward under whatever section. But that way too, the artists that are following us, I bet a lot of them have really amazing resources as well.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And we could like
love to
create
a
those. Little community
that
way
awesome.
with resources.
That would be
I would
amazing.
like that. I'd like to hear what other people are doing and seeing, and yeah, that would be great.
I'm like so fascinated listening to both of you right now because my background, I grew up Catholic also, so we have that in common.
Nice. Okay.
And I remember being in middle school, like 5th, 6th grade, 7th grade, checking out all the astrology books, especially the relation ones. Hello, Linda. Yes, I had hers too. Back in the day. And I remember my experience was my mom finding these and being just horrified that I had gone boy crazy because I was so intrigued by like what signs was I most attracted to or the best combination for me or like all the things. And I'd be looking up mine and my friends and I was so intrigued from a very young age by all of this. And it was just like, oh my gosh, no. And then I had a set of grandparents that were, I don't remember which sector of Christianity they were in, but it was, they spoke in tongues and people would, lay on the floor, writhing in tongues and laying hands in that. So when they found out I was into all this around that same time, oh my goodness, it was not, it was a problem. It was a big problem.
That was like the second church that we went to after we left Catholicism. That was like what it was like.
Isn't that like, funny?
Oh my goodness.
But
they laid
interestingly
hands on
enough,
me and they were like screaming at me and
oh yeah,
outcasting like the demons out of me. I was so terrified. Oh my gosh. Like
of
my guides were
course.
like, we're sorry. And I could hear them talking. And so then I was thinking more that it was the demons. And I was like
Right?
getting more and more scared. And I was believing what I was hearing. Oh man, it was
Oh my
traumatic.
gosh.
I was like, oh.
It would be very traumatic. Yeah, and interestingly enough, even with all that, I ended up in my early 20s, just for fun, getting tarot cards and learning the tarot. That was kind of my thing. And getting so into that that I ended up going on to, for years, I've done professional tarot readings for events,
Cool.
for private parties. I've done them at spiritual stores.
Well, there
You know, a
we
lot
have
of
something
stuff
in
like that
common.
over
That
the
was my
years.
thing. That was my
Yeah,
reintroduction, is getting back into
exactly.
crystals and then professionally
Yes,
reading
yes,
tarot.
and then crystals, and I've been very interested in
Hmm.
astrology, but I will admit that I get so overwhelmed, like I don't know where to start with it. That's why I'm loving this conversation that you and Julie are having about it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to know more. Like I want to know
Yeah.
personally. And even though I have a strong background in other spiritual things and guides and tarot and different divinations, the astrology, I know a lot of the basics, of course, but like to dive in deeper, I'm like so fascinated by this. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I think that's why I chose to do next week, to do zodiac inspired piece, is I want to know more, you know, like
And that's
it's
cool that you
forcing
chose
me.
that.
Yeah, it's forcing
Because
me
it's
to go
like, if
like,
you're
what is
asking
it
where to
about?
start with the 12 houses and
Yep.
know where
Yeah.
they are on the wheel and then what they represent. That's what I was told when I started. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Number
So
one step,
next
know your
week,
sun, moon, and ascendant. And then your next step is learn the houses and, you know, what the influences are on you from those houses. Like, you know, where is your Venus? What house is it in? What, you know,
yeah.
so then you know how you express and feel and see love and how important it is in your life. Know, you know, what's
love
in
it.
your eighth house, because your eighth house is how you interact with your money and, you know, how you feel about that. Your fifth house is family. So what planets are in your fifth house? What signs are in your fifth house? How do you interact with your family? What, you know, it just helps you understand them better and have more compassion for them. I mean,
Mhm.
I live with 2 Leos, an Aries, and a Gemini. And like, oh my gosh, like I swear, like the Gemini and me, we butt heads a lot because she is probably everything that I wish I was. Like the confidence level and the, you know, I just don't give a shit about your feelings. This world was created for me and it's my playground and it's my joy. And, you know, I just honestly don't care. Like, I'm here to have this experience and I love myself to the nth of my every being. And you don't love me? Oh, well, shame, you're lost, kind of thing. So
I
it
love
really
it.
is refreshing. Like that Gemini personality is, but it's so intimidating, and she can be so stubborn and pig-headed and determined
Yeah.
to do something. It's like, and then, you know, there I am as a Taurus and I'm like, no, it's my way, you know. So yeah, it does, it really does help you to
Relate
you know,
to other people for sure.
relate to your family and like see them, you know, in their fullness and enjoy the aspects of them rather than, you know, get bogged down by, oh my gosh, you know, this Gemini that never keeps quiet, not even for one damn second of her life. Like she's always talking. It's like, gosh. And then my 2 Leos, you know, I've got a girl and a boy Leo, and their birthdays are like just a couple days apart, but a couple of years apart. And they are so similar yet so different because the female and male Leo, you know, have different aspects that show up. But it's like, gosh. And then, you know, my boyfriend too is just learning how to relate to him. And he's an Aries. Like these 3 signs, I have got the worst signs of all these fire signs, and then this, like, just terrorizing me, because here I am, I'm this Taurus. I want peace and quiet in my home. And I've got the noisiest, craziest, wildest signs living in my house.
That is
like
so funny.
Me. I'm like, how on earth do you find calm and balance in the chaos, But I've learned to like love it and embrace it and figure it out, because
if you never knew that from your signs,
if I never knew, I would think that they were
crazy,
being this way on purpose just to make me miserable.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
don't
weren't being
discount
kind
that
to me,
too.
that they didn't respect my space or my need for my own space and stuff. I would, be offended all the time, because Tauruses like to be offended. We like to be mad. We like to be upset with those that we love, because they interfere with our solitude. We actually want to be alone, but we don't really want to be alone because we're too scared to be alone. It's like craziness.
How you guys doing on your flowers? This is a check-in. Checking in.
I'm doing good. I'm doing mine a little different, obviously.
Them. Can we see a little bit more, Michelle?
Yeah. Sorry, I've got them off to the side.
You're fine. And Tracy's doing her background. I see yours. Very cool.
So I'm just doing like kindergarten flowers. All I did was I painted some book paper.
Oh my god!
And I just did all kinds of colors on it. So I didn't share that earlier.
Yeah.
And so I just I didn't do anything fancy. I can show you because I'm going to do a few more, I think. But I just put some colors on the paper, nothing fancy. And then I just drew the simple 5-6 petal flowers that we all learned how to do, like when we were 5. But when you start to layer them, it creates a really cool texture. And then I put 2 of them together. So I think I'm going to do a few more. Thank you.
Man, it's really 3D. One of these days, I'm going to have to do that. You're inspiring me.
I love
and it's fun. I have a couple books. Media. I just get them from the thrift store, like I pay like 50 cents for them or $1 or whatever. And listen, so for anybody that's going to give me any grief about this, because occasionally I have people come on my videos, they're like, how can you destroy a book like that?
Oh my.
I promise you, I try to find books that are older and falling apart. And here's the thing I know about thrift stores, and nobody wants to hear this or know about it, but when you donate all your books, most of the thrift stores get more books than they can ever possibly sell.
True.
So a lot of them either end up in the garbage or recycled. So I look at it that I am, so I look at it that I'm taking a book that potentially was going to be thrown, and I'm giving it new life. So please be nice to me. So all I do is I just take this paper. You don't want to use a lot of paint, and you can use acrylic too. I'm just doing watercolors.
Yeah.
And I just take my brush and then I just go like this. I'm not like painting. I just put some color down, and then I might take a little bit of another color and blob it on.
I love that. That's
so
what
I'm
doing.
Flowers. Exactly. And then when you cut it out, you don't really know what you're getting, and it always turns out really cool. So
that's awesome.
Oh,
so just a little something. But
choose
choose colors that play nice together when you're mixing like this, because that way for sure they'll look good.
And you're repurposing too.
I got my cat back in here. I was like, my
of course.
Cat was weird.
I love it.
I'm surprised mine hasn't made an appearance
that we can have going on here. And I like that you're using the books. I mean, you can repurpose. Who says it needs to be a book for the rest of its life? So, you know,
exactly.
You could use fabric from a dress. You could use napkins. You can use a lot of stuff. The point is you're using it, repurposing, and, adding
lease on life. It got transformed.
Yes. So,
And I'm one of those people that I can't, like, man, I cringe and freak out when people put marker or start writing in their books and stuff like that. I get like super anxiety and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
I'm so
I
sorry.
always tell my
That's
kids,
me.
like, don't make any dog ears in your pages. And I freak out when their books look a mess and they're not treating them kind. But I actually love that idea that, you know, that book would have lost its life and it wouldn't have, you know, it would be gone in the trash, never to be seen again. Its energy lost. And now it's able to live another life, transformed to something else. Like,
yes.
And the words that the author has written, you know, the sentiment of them lives on, just in a different art form.
Yeah.
So it's not even that they're being destroyed, they're just being reinvented.
Yeah, they're completely transformed. It's like, you know, it's not a caterpillar anymore, it's a butterfly.
Exactly.
It's living a new life, ladies.
Yep.
I love that.
So I have to figure out how to do these flowers of yours.
What's that?
I am like having some troubles here. I'm like, your freestyle is so pretty. And I'm like, I don't know what I am doing over here.
Okay, so I have the pointy brush and just pick a flower with the color, right? Start with one color.
So hang on, let me see if I can find the right brush. Whoops, no, that's not the right brush. Hang on, what have we got going here? I gotta find a big fat brush like that. Why don't I have one? Oh, maybe it's this type of brush. Is it this? Whoops.
Let me see what you got.
Hang on.
I just have a pointy one. It's like a pointy.
Like that?
I think so, yeah. And I will fill in the whole flower. Yeah, Tracy, I think that's right. I'll fill in like the whole flower. Like, say the blue one, I filled that all in blue.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back and just very like painterly, like just paint some colors in there and mix them around and twist them and manipulate.
Okay. All right. I'll try not panic.
I tap, tap, tap around and
let's try not panic.
I feel like I need some yellow. I gotta go grab yellow.
Making me nervous.
Don't panic.
I'll try not
Don't
panic.
panic.
my OCD is kicking in over here.
It's this is why I think it's great. One of the things, and I hope other people get this from doing these tutorials with us, or these not really even tutorials, it's more like an art session, is that there are so many different ways to approach our art. And sometimes it's good to be pushed out of our comfort zone,
right?
Because when we're a little uncomfortable with our art, like trying something new, that's a lot of times where the magic happens. Right. That's where we start to grow as artists. And I think like when we're doing art, at least this is how I'm approaching our sessions, is like I just got this tracer. I just downloaded it this morning. I saw it last night and downloaded it this morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be painting this live. People are going to be seeing it. I've never painted it. I don't know how to do it. But I think if we can get past that and go, well, let me see what happens. Let me be okay with maybe it not looking like Julie's or it not looking like Tracy's. Maybe it's okay if when we approach it, we look at it as, let me explore the art instead of it having to be a specific way. And I think that can be good for all of us as artists, you know.
Absolutely.
It's fun art, not fine art. But what I like, you're exactly right, because it's more about your creative expression. And we're all individual people, right, guys? We all have been made individual. We all have different star, moon, sun, rising, everything that happens to us. Why should our art look like the next person's? Take our energy that we're giving and what we're saying, and then create your own version from your own energy onto your canvas or what, you know, your pages. So it shouldn't be exactly like mine. It should be an inspiration, but you're so unique and individual. It'll come out with what you guys, you know, are feeling and experiencing that day. So
absolutely. I love that. I love that we have that ability to
would love
be raw and be real. Like you can see us processing as we're trying to figure it out for ourselves. I mean, you're seeing us, as truly like creatives. I mean, it's not perfect, and we're learning as we're going here and figuring this out. And it's the same way, for you as somebody who's watching us. Like, maybe it's your first time ever painting, or maybe you've painted a lot, but you've never painted in that style, or, there's so much to learn when we are willing to allow ourselves to play.
Right.
And so I hope these sessions, become play for
inner
the
child
people who are watching us and who are joining in and trying these things out. Like, come and try it. Surprise yourself if you allow yourself to play.
We all have that inner child that is just waiting for you to take some time for yourself.
Well, and I think with art, sometimes in society, there is this idea that only certain people get to be artists.
Right.
And if you weren't born this way, if you were not the one who is naturally good at drawing or naturally gifted in that area, sometime around middle school is when we start getting separated into who we are. Where society tells us who we are.
And those are the arty people. Yeah. Those are the readers, and those are the smart ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with art, it becomes, if you were not put into the art category, I see this all the time in my classes when I'm teaching, like all the time, where people are like, well, I'm not the artistic one in my family. That would be my sister. Or I'm not really an artist, but I came to support my friend. But yet they end up loving it, but there's so much criticism about what they created because they feel like it didn't turn out like mine or their neighbors because they're not artistic. And it's like, I think that we do a disservice in our society when we decide only the professionals get to be artists, only the people that make the quote unquote good art naturally, whatever that is for each person, only they get to be
like, how
artists.
many great artists are lost in the world because their art wasn't considered great? Oh my gosh,
Tracy, I've got chills on that. That gave me chills.
Beautiful, magical pieces of work never ever saw the light of day because the artist didn't create.
Right.
Well, and for those of us that aren't great artists, because I'm never going to be a fine artist. I don't want to be. I'm not going to do art at that level. I'm not going to study it. That's just not who I am. But does that mean that I shouldn't get to make art because I'm doing it because it's fun? And I think that it's important when we're approaching projects like this, that we approach it with the sense of fun and exploration, and we're doing art because we want to. I'm not looking what I'm making today. I'm not looking to sell it. It doesn't matter if anybody sees it. I'm making it because it makes my heart so happy to make this. Yes, 100%. It makes me happy. It makes me feel good. I get to hang out with people I love to hang out with, and we get to have this time to chit chat, and all the people who join us, they're part of this. And it's just I will walk away, and every time I look at my cat, I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's Julie's design. And I remember when Tracy, Julie, and I were hanging out, and Cheryl and Amy and Kristen were there. And it will become a happy memory. And that is just as valid as a painting that sells for $1 million.
That is true.
And I will say that loud and proud. Money is not everything, especially when it comes to art. There is something really magical and special about exploring art just because we want to.
Exactly.
Just because it feels good. It does not have to have a bigger outcome than that. It just makes me feel good.
Well, yeah, we have to feed our souls just as much as we need to make money and do all this stuff. And I think we prioritize the other stuff, and so many people are depressed nowadays, and, anger issues and so much stuff because we're ignoring that, we have to take time for that.
Yeah.
We do.
Now, don't get
As
me
an
wrong.
industrialized society, we've become so busy that we've stopped learning to play. We've stopped prioritizing.
Now, don't get me wrong. If any of you love my
time
painting and you want to
yeah.
pay me $1 million for my cat, I'm happy to sell it to you for $1 million. I'll rip it right out of my book. No questions asked. But
right? That's funny.
and I'll give Julia a commission on it because it's her design.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. But like, Julie,
that's funny.
You remember that cat? You wouldn't guess what happened.
You can pay me in boba tea. I'm obsessed with this place in town that does this
I love
really
it.
cool like milk tea with boba. I'm just obsessed. My daughter and I go there once a month. I'm like, once a month, that's our treat. Yeah, and then the flowers, I just wisp
commit
stuff
the cardinal
around.
sin and say, "Am I doing this right, teacher? Am I doing this right?"
I have a lady that comes to my classes. She's so funny. I love her. And everybody's like, "Oh no, I messed that up." And she's like, "It's your own art. It's your own art."
I love
guys.
it. Yes.
I just love her. She cracks me up. But it's true. We shouldn't be so critical and have to do everything. Even like with these flowers, everybody's like, "How do you do them?" I'm like, I just throw some paint down, guys. Like literally I'll start with a color and then I just find light colors and I just start moving it around real flowy like, and it just ends up happening.
This is the first time I've ever painted flowers where I don't even know what I'm doing. I am just like literally filling in the spaces
That is it, Tracy.
petally looking like shapes, and they're coming out so cute.
Yes,
like
just
I've never painted flowers like this.
and...
I have got to have a picture of the flower in front of me. I've got to know what I'm painting. Like, I'm a wreck.
Nah, I'm pushing you out of your comfort
this
zone
is
is what I'm hearing today.
Nice to not have to stress.
I love doing flowers because they can literally be whatever. Yes. Good. I'm glad I'm challenging you.
I have to say, I'm jealous now looking at your flowers.
Out of my comfort zone, but I'm like in such a surprising way.
I love it, Tracy. I'm looking at you right now. Yeah, and just meld them together. You would never think pink and orange.
No idea what I'm doing.
I would take that blue and now stick it in your pink and orange there. Make some lines and, like, I'll show you mine. Mine is just all over. Let me see it. Can't get my camera here. I don't even wash my brush out half the time.
It's like so much fun. I'm like, wow, why didn't I
love
ever paint
those
like this before? What's wrong with me? I made it too difficult for no reason.
Well, now I'm jealous that I didn't do mine that way. So I'm going to be going back over this when we're done and probably doing a whole nother painting so I can try those flowers.
It's inspired you.
It really is. It's awesome.
I blame it on my high school art teacher. She was always, you have to have a reference. You have to know what you're doing. You have to plan everything out. And I'm like, oh, you really don't. Look at this.
Isn't that the other part? Is that good art is not always, but it's often, is it realistic looking? Like, can you tell what it is? Like the realism. And I have one of my artist friends always tells me, she's like, Michelle, that's what we have photographs for. Do your art the way that you feel, show the world how you see the world through your art, not how a camera sees the world. We have cameras for that. We have photographs. And I'm like, that's right. Because Tracy, to your point, I always think, oh, I'm not very good at art because I can't draw realistically, or I don't really, not that I can't, but I don't paint that way. That's not the way that I naturally am inclined to create. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of us have had those art experiences over the years,
But the funny thing is, it's art. You're not supposed to conform. And everybody in society wants us to
why
conform.
My teacher was making me conform all those years and then telling me not to conform. I'm like, very confusing information here.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I love these flowers. Like
Yay!
I can't stop.
I know. It's so fun.
Not stop. I love this.
I love the
Oh
flowers
my
too.
gosh.
I'm so happy you guys like it.
You've created a monster.
Yay.
Hey, now don't put that all on Julie.
What?
It's not all Julie's fault.
I love it. I love this.
I just love it. My cat's probably going to sit right on it tonight. This is mine. She'll claim it. Yeah. And then I just start going in and adding, I don't know, different colors to my flower, dot around a little bit, add some lines, wavy marks. I don't know. It really is whatever you guys want. I've added so many random things to this. And then when you're happy with that, my method to my madness was then we'll go back with the gold and color in our cat and the moons. You could do any type of border you want. I did the straight line border, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do a straight line or if I'm going to do wavy lines. We'll just have to see what happens when I get in there. I think I'm happy with my flowers. Let's see. I'll show you guys my painting so far. I've got mine held up.
Oh, that is so pretty. I love that.
Oh, Julie, that's beautiful. And I love your sky.
Thank you.
Wow, that looks so good. What a great painting. I can tell that this is such an inspired painting for you.
Yes, it is. I love it. You know, what Tracy asked me what I was doing, I was like, my cat, of course.
I love it.
She left me. She was laying here, and then one of the kids was doing something. And she's like, I'm out of here. I love your flowers. Both of you guys' flowers. Ooh, look at Tracy go. Go, Tracy, go. I
know.
Oh, wow, Tracy, you are on fire with those now.
I love it. See, everybody.
I've never painted so free in my life. I'm like, what happened here? Like,
and when we get to the gold, guys, you can always go back and put gold on whatever you want to put gold on, you know.
Well, and that's one of the things that's so great when we come together as artists and to share is that we often are so inspired to go beyond what we would have done on our own.
Right.
I never, ever, ever in my life would have done anything like this. Like, honestly, never. Like, I love
feeding off our energy. I think like us three together, painting together, we all like push each other and our whole energy is so good. I just love it.
Yeah, I agree.
Me too.
Like 100%.
Oh my God. Both you guys are so cool. I love the 3D aspect, Michelle, of yours.
Thank you.
And Tracy, yours are so vibrant. And I love the black that you're putting over those. It ties in with the cat. It just looks really cool.
Yeah, this is so much fun. Like, it really is so much fun.
Sometimes I cheat and don't put paint on my actual plate. I just take the cap off.
I do the same.
For my cat and the gold. I think I'm going to take the bigger pointy brush. I'm going to wash it out, actually. And I'm going to make my circle up top. And this is one of those things that doesn't have to be like 100% like, oh, my circle is not a complete circle. So I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to go above my cat's head. I'm going to put like a dot where I want the circle to be. And then I'm just going to circle around. There's my moon. That's a circle.
All right. So I think I should stop with the black now while I'm winning. But, oh my God.
I love it.
Never in my life would I have thought I would have done flowers like this. Love it. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, Tracy. Yes. I think you guys need to hold yours up.
Hold it up
for a second.
Okay, let me see.
All right. Hold on.
There it is.
Let me, I got a whole mess going on here with mine.
I'll have to turn it the right way, I guess.
Dang, Tracy. Yeah, that looks so good.
Down, up. Shush phone. All right, let me get a picture.
Oh,
Hold on,
so
I'll hold mine
cute.
up too. I gotta get my camera correct.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whoops. I got it. I got a screenshot of us.
Sweet.
That-
Look at
this
that.
is
Ooh,
so
Michelle, you got this
much
pink behind
fun,
your
girls.
cat. Love it.
I have got, well, I won't be able to finish my gold. I will have to come back and do the gold and post this in the group. Oh, terrible. But I am going to mute my microphone, and I'm going to leave you girls here painting with mine just sitting where it is. So if anything strange happens in my house while I'm gone, like the dogs start barking or the cat starts painting, you guys will have to let me know. I'll have to come back and watch.
Nice.
I'm going to mute everything though.
Okay.
How long are you going to be gone, Tracy? Are you going to be coming back before we're done, or do we just sign off and then, because it'll keep going, right?
I think she's gone.
Oh, she might
It'll
be gone
keep going.
already.
I think we just sign off.
And
if
then
it keeps going at Tracy's, y'all get a little in behind the scenes at her home.
I love it.
So to do the detail work, everybody, I switched
Yeah.
down to like a really thin brush here. And I'm just adding details around my little cat here. She's got a moon necklace on. And really, it's wherever you want. You just got to be careful. My flowers have a lot of paint on them. So I'm going to be careful to like not try to stick my arm in it, which I usually am unsuccessful at.
Oh,
I usually
I'm
get
laughing.
pain. Yeah.
I'm laughing because I know that.
Last night I had paint on my neck, like up here. I'm like,
Oh no.
okay. I don't know what
Do you
happened.
see the pink around Michelle's? How it's glowing? How beautiful is that?
That
yours is
Yeah,
glowing too.
that's a total happy accident.
That
Oh,
I
yours
just
is
love
too,
that.
Julie. Yeah, yours is too.
Oh, you know what? Before I leave though, girls, the one thing I forgot is to pull our card for today. So this is from the Fantasy Cats Oracle, and I'm just going to pull the card, and then I will come back and post in the group like my little channeled message. So I'm just going to pull for us. Let's see what message they want to give us. What do these mystical naughty cats want to say to us today?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't want them to fall onto my wet paint. Knowing them,
that would
these
be
are
a cat
cats after all.
That would be a cat thing.
All right. So this is a message for anybody who is watching. Ooh, we've got attitude and desiring balance in our life. So there is, whoops, let me see. It's all about our attitude and desiring balance in our life.
I feel that.
I feel that too. So the messages that I'm just getting in is just how like we fill our lives with so much stuff, and I guess it's the theme of today's like whole life really is all this to-do list. You know, he has all these lessons that he's learned and all this knowledge he's bringing into his life and so much stuff, and he's being pulled in all these directions and stuff, and then Cat comes to him and says, stop, put out your arm, stop, look me eye to eye, and let's find balance, let's find harmony, let's find that little sliver of time where none of this other stuff matters. All that's in focus right now is the cat, like, and it's balanced on his arm, on this very straight, strong arm. Like it's showing the strength of his muscles, and just what Spirit is bringing into me is like, we have the strength, we have the skills, we have the knowledge, We have everything that we need. It's okay to take that time and just take a deep breath and allow balance. So focus on that. I love that. That's a good message. So if anything else comes through when I actually start putting the message into the group, I will post anything else that comes through. But I love that. So I'm leaving you ladies with my painting. I will have you guys on my phone where I can hear you and see you, and you'll be able to hear me, but you'll be in the car. So I will put it on mute so that I can hear you. And then when we're done, we just log off. All right. See you later, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't think I'm going to do a face on my cat.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I kind of like it without.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave mine without. I put these accents on the sides. I did do the swirl. I used the back of my brush to do dots. So I just kind of stick the back of the brush into the paint, and then you can like do your dots, and they're almost like perfect dots, which is a fun little trick.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't want the face. I think I like it almost looking like it's looking at the moon in the sky. And then what was I going to do? I might do the clouds. I'm going to attempt to just do the clouds, same brush, and just make some kind of arcs. And then I'm going to draw. I don't think I'm going to do it straight because I don't think I can do it straight. I'm going to make the border. The border can be whatever you guys want. I just kind of straight, kind of not, it's your art.
I love that. It's always my attitude on it.
I know.
Like, make it your own.
Make it your own. You can put the eye, the third eye up there if you want. I'm going to do the sides first. And then I'm going to attempt to draw the third eye. I did this digitally because I'm a digital artist. I have a bachelor's in graphic design. And that's what I do every single day. So I really like getting off the computer and connecting a little bit with art that is not digital. But sometimes it doesn't turn out the same as what it would on the computer,
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's two different.
But I feel like it's so much more freeing to create this way, than it is on the computer sometimes. I need to make a wall in my studio of just all our paintings that we create.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Here we go.
This is such a fun design that you came up with.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know. I like the galaxy. I love my cat. I thought the flowers should be pretty. And then with the gold touches, it could be one of those ones that you just keep up, that's not like themed or anything really for holidays.
Yeah, it's nice because so often we do the holiday ones, which are awesome too in their own right. But it's nice to have one that can just stay.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, no, that should be all right. Trying to see where else I need gold. I'm just going around adding some gold to my flowers now. Little accents. I'm happy that Tracy got her flowers. I think they look cool.
Oh my gosh, hers turned out amazing. I mean, yours obviously did.
I think all of ours does, but I was so proud of her. She's like,
considering she was,
because she's a fine artist. Like, she's got a degree. Like, she knows how to paint. Like, fine art, fine art. Yeah.
She's one of those fancy people. Fancy artists.
Fancy. She's so fancy. Okay, I'm gonna swish this up. That's what I'm gonna do. Here we go. I was trying to figure out what I needed on this side.
This gold is really what's making this whole design, I think.
Yeah. It's fun. I love the metallics. There we go. I think I'm done. I don't think I'm going to add any more.
Oh, you did the third eye up there. Nice.
I did.
That turned out nice.
Let me show you.
I'm going to try my paint pen for the gold.
There it is. Yeah, I did the third eye. I just winged it. I just did it really quick.
Oh, I love how you did that.
Yours is very cool too. I didn't know if I wanted to do all the diamonds and stars, so I just left it off. I kind of like it like that. Yeah. I'm happy. Who knows? I'll probably come down here tomorrow and be like, I'm going to add this to it. I love yours. Are you using a paint pen?
I am.
Yeah.
I decided to try, let's see, my Deco Art one and just see. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I started to use the brush and then I was like, I always forget about the paint pens.
I love paint pens. I have a whole bunch of them. That is so cool, Michelle. I'm watching you on the laptop over here.
It's fun to do, isn't it?
Yes.
One of the things I like about doing in an art journal like this is, for me, I feel more empowered to play with it. Like if I'm on a canvas, I feel like it has to be good because I need it to hang on my wall or whatever.
Gotcha.
But when I do it in an art journal, I'm like, well, let me play. Let me see how this looks. And let me see what happens if I do this.
Right.
So for me, I like that.
I love that. I've never done an art journal like what you're doing. I'll doodle. Like I have a sketchbook, but I might have to try out the art journal here.
It can be really fun, especially I like to use it a lot if I'm working out ideas. Before I put them on canvas, I'll do it sometimes in my journal. But sometimes I like doing it just because not all the art I make, am I making it for public consumption? Like even though I teach and a lot of art I do is for other people. Sometimes I personally use art, we talked about therapy earlier. I use it in a way to let me work out things. Like if I'm frustrated about something or I'm really excited about something or anything else, I'll use my art journal as a way to kind of work through emotions as well. So it's not even just for doing specific pictures.
Right. We used to do this on an app called Clubhouse, and then we just all do it and then post. But we'd have art in the morning, and it would be we just all sit with like the music, the real transcendental music, and whatever we were feeling, whether it was a word, a symbol, shape, we would just sketch for 30 minutes.
Oh, I love that.
And then we would post it all to our Instagram. And we just kind of would meditate on what we wrote, and sometimes people would have numerology in there and, just kind of almost made it into their own reading based off everybody's personal energy. So it was really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I added some white after I saw you doing that. I'm like, I'm adding some white. So I'm done now.
Oh, white's a good idea. White would work really well.
I did. I added it to my flowers, and I think it made it pop even more.
Isn't it fun? It's like we see what each other are doing, and we're like, oh, wait a minute. Let me try that. Oh, the white looks great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, did you see it? I know. I was inspired. You started doing. I was like, well, maybe I need to pop at that in mine. Yeah, I think I'm happy. I think we're good. I'm good.
Hey, ladies, can you hear me?
I can.
So I'm watching you guys from Facebook. I'm going to stay in the background, but I've got my hands free set so that I can still watch
I can hear
see what
your
you all are
sketchy,
doing and what I'm missing out on. But yeah, so I'm in Facebook on my daughter's phone. But
I love it.
I will. I'm almost got the kiddos, and we'll be headed back to the house. I might make it back before you guys done. I might not, but I'll at least be able to see and be able to shut the broadcast down and say goodbye at the end if you get to that point where you guys are saying goodbye.
We're close.
All right, y'all.
I
am going to be a little adventurous, and I'm going to try to do foil on mine for the moons.
Oh, cool.
So I've not ever done this before quite like this, so we'll see how it turns out.
Are you doing it now, or are you going to do it off camera?
Yeah, I'm going to do it now. I've got my foil pen, and I've got, well, somewhere. Oh, right here. I've got my gold foil sheets.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm going to see. It might be really cool, or it might be not.
Hey, but the point is you're trying. So.
But I'm trying it.
Okay.
I just have to get the glue to come out.
I did gold leaf for the first time last week, and it turned out really horrible. But I tried.
Did some. So. You know, I think there's, like anything, I think there's a little learning curve with it.
Yeah.
I did some in my membership last month. We did some on ornaments, and it turned out pretty cool. But we were just doing like very simple, very basic. It wasn't like I was trying to make it look like anything.
Yeah.
We were just making it look like cracked gold on the ornaments.
Okay.
So this time I'm actually going to try to make it look like something. So we'll see.
All right. I am going to use the restroom really quick. I'll be back because I drank like 2 things of the seltzer water.
I hear that. Okay, so I am just going to take a sheet. If you haven't used gold foiling before, it's really fun, but it's very fragile. You can see this is a whole sheet and it broke apart. So I put my glue down, and now I'm just going to set that on it. And it's actually sticking to the glue that I use. So then I think I just pull it out. So now I'm just gonna like tear it off. So theoretically, it's just gonna stick to where I have the glue. Let's see. And then, yeah, that's kind of cool, right? Let me know in the comments what you all think. So my moon isn't quite as round as I wanted, but that's all right. So let's see how it does with the other moons. So I've got the first one, Julie. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't turn out quite as round. I think I needed more glue around the edges, but I'm going to roll with it because why not?
Cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
I love it, though.
So now I know with this moon, let's see.
I went in the bathroom and looked in the mirror, and I have white speckles all of my hair from us doing those stars. That's so funny.
That's funny.
Oh. All right. I'm watching you on the laptop here to the side. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so all I'm doing is drawing with my, it's a paint adhesive pen. I don't know if it can be seen or not. So I'm just drawing with that. And then before it dries, I'm going to take some of my gold leafing and I'm just going to press it in. And then I'm gently going to pull it off. And I'm not really sure if you're supposed to let it dry first and then take it off. That might make more sense. But I am living on the edge today. I'm living dangerously. So I'm just pulling it off as I go. I'm like, I'm a renegade. I didn't, I don't have a formal education in art. So I do things my own way, which may or may not be the right way. So.
Well, it's funny. I got one of those kits at Five Below. That was a gold leafing kit. And I thought, oh, $5, let's try it. So I cut some wood and I etched in it. And then I was hoping I could do it on the raised edges. But I think it said to let the glue dry. And I wasn't that patient because I wanted to
kind of like
effects,
me right now.
Yeah.
Kind of like me going, I think I'm just going to pull it off. We'll see what happens. So it's not too bad.
No,
We've got a few
pieces. Way better than mine ended up looking. And then I threw it all in the trash because I was like, oh, I messed it all up. So.
But, that's part of art sometimes, right? Is we try things and some of it works and some of it doesn't. And, that just is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, I'm not liking my dots right here, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let it sit.
That's one of the hardest things about art, I think, is learning to let it sit, let it be, and live with it for a few minutes, like a day or two. I don't know how other people are with their art, but most art pieces that I do, I initially look at them and go, oh my gosh, that's awful. Like, I am so critical and judgmental of my art. And I'm like, it doesn't look like Picasso or it doesn't look like a Renoir. Like, I'm just so crazy about it. But then I let it set for a day. And when I come and look at it the next day, I look and I'm like, well, maybe it's not that bad. Like, it's actually kind of cool. I felt like that about the tiger last week because I didn't like the way my cherry blossoms looked.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, those don't look like cherry blossoms. I didn't, I was too fast with it kind of thing. But now I look at it this week, I'm like, well, if I want to do cherry blossoms, I'll go and learn how to do it. I'll watch some tutorials to figure it out. But for what it is, it's not bad, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I often find that me personally, and I share this because I'm sure I'm not alone with this for anybody else who's watching or making art with us. Don't be too critical of your art when you first make it. Give it a day or two to kind of sit with it and come back to it and see what you think the next day.
Absolutely. I have people all the time. They're like, oh, I wasn't too happy. And then I went home and I saw it the next morning and I didn't realize how good I did. And I think we're our own worst critic,
so bad.
Why are we so hard on ourselves all the time?
It is a little crazy, isn't it?
Yes. And I'm the same way. I know I'm my own worst critic. I really am. So.
Yeah, I'm awful about that. So this is not perfect, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'll just let it sit. And then the next day I'm like, okay, sometimes I'll have a genius moment. And then sometimes it was perfect the day before. And I was just being ridiculous.
Another really interesting thing that I find is sometimes it's a really good idea to take a picture of your art and look at your art through a picture.
Oh,
because a photograph shows your artwork different than it does in person. Like the photograph picks things up in a different way than it does in IRL.
Right.
Now I have heard some people say, some other artists say don't do that because, the photograph isn't showing what it really looks like and that. But I found for myself personally, it has made all the difference if I'm stuck on a painting. Like if I'm looking at a painting and I can't figure out what to do next and I'm just not seeming to be able to get, that next part done.
Yeah.
I find sometimes that can be really helpful in seeing the picture different and getting ideas for what to do next and seeing the balance of it, if it's balanced or not, or
Right.
different things like that. So a little more advanced technique, not for everybody, but yeah, I really think that probably letting it dry is a good idea. I'm just saying.
I'm looking, everybody who's watching, if I keep looking to the right, my laptop's there and it's full screen on there and I'm using my iPhone. So I can't really see what she's doing until I look at my laptop. So that's why it's weird. But yeah, I like it though, Michelle. I think it looks beautiful.
Thanks. Oops. Don't put gold paint over the gold leaf. That's my pro tip for today. I just thought maybe I would, fill it in a little bit, but it looks stupid, so don't do that.
I love how multi-textural yours is, though.
That's one of the things I love about doing the mixed media.
Yeah.
Is you can get a lot of interesting textures and effects. I love your flowers, Julie. I was not kidding when I said earlier, I'm going to be going through this video again and painting this again, and may or may not paint the whole thing, but I really want to paint your flowers the way you did it because I love how yours and Tracy's turned out.
Oh, thank you.
I think they are so cool.
A little 8x8 canvas and just do flowers.
That's what I'm thinking.
I've done quite a few like that. I have one on the wall, but it's permanent back there. But a lot of times people, are obsessed with cleaning their brush and going to the next step. And I'm like, rarely with flowers do I ever clean my brush off. I just pick up a new piece of color and then it blends into the other flowers. And I think that's the number one key that makes them very cool is because you wouldn't guess that those colors would go together and they just all blend really well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely want to try that technique out because I could see that could be so versatile in a lot of different paintings.
I love watching these back also. And then it's like, poof, all three of the same painting. And it's so different. I love that.
Isn't that the coolest part of it?
Sorry,
yeah. I love that about art. We could have 30 people on here doing this and they could all be completely different.
Did Heidi or did Tracy ask something? I thought I heard her ask something. So I am loving mine. I think that as soon as I pull this off, I think she's done. What is your cat's name again, Julie?
Okay. I can read your wordings. For some reason, I'm getting feedback and can't hear you guys.
I think there's
my
a
cat's
lag
name
in the
is Frida.
I can sort of hear you girls.
Frida, and she was named after Frida Kahlo, the artist.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, tell Frida thank you for her inspiration.
I will. We adopted her last year. So she just turned a year old this December. We adopted her from a rescue.
Oh, we got feedback going on.
We do. I think Tracy logged in from another phone, and I think it's feeding back. Sorry, Tracy. Well, now
my last moon did not turn out fabulous, but that's okay. It still works. Again, that's part of what I like about working in an art journal is you can try different things and see what works and what doesn't, and
I love it.
Have fun with it that way. And then a little pro tip for anybody using the gold foil, any of these little pieces I keep separate, and I've got, I don't know where I put it right now, but somewhere in my studio, I have a little baggie that I keep here it is. I keep all the extras in from when I do these, and I have the extra pieces. I just throw them in here because you can still reuse them.
Yeah.
I actually had bought at one time a thing of gold flakes.
Oh, wow.
And that gives a whole different look than the smooth sheets. So you can get some really cool effects with it. So I just take these little bits and, I just throw them back in a different baggie because the sheets I want to keep as sheets.
Right.
But I just throw them in there. So now I have these, for whenever I want to use bits.
Perfect. You're like me. I don't throw anything away. I am so... My mom's like, it's a tiny piece of ribbon. I'm like, you never know when you're going to...
You don't know when you need that ribbon in that color.
Okay, let's see.
I'm good. I like it.
Oh my, that is fantastic.
Julie, I love this picture that you had for us.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
It really lends itself to be able to do a lot of different things. Oh my goodness, look at yours. I love it.
So cool.
Oh, and look at those cool clouds you have. I love your flowers. Those are amazing.
I love yours too. Gosh, that gold
Isn't that
foil is
fun?
awesome. I might have to give it another go one of these days.
I know. Like, I'm going to see your mixed media and you're going to see mine acrylic painted.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well,
I feel like we
did painting
amazing.
next week.
Thank you. I can't wait to share that with you all. It'll be another fun one for us to do because I'm excited to see how we all do our take on it.
I know, me too. Let's see. Someone says it's absolutely stunning. Oh, that was Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in today. Of course, we love hanging with you guys, and we're so honored that you're on our page and sharing with us and getting on all the fun things that we're going to do. Tracy's going to do a few things.
We love it.
Oh, we love it. Always do the heart. But this is a safe place to do your art, to grow with us. We're going to throw in some astrology and, just all that really good.
All the stuff. A little witchy woo-woo.
Yeah, but we want you to make friends here, become part of our community, and have a safe place to grow and just express yourself.
Absolutely. I love it.
Cool. Well, I guess we're done for today.
I think we're done.
I'm already looking forward to next week. So.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited to do this with you all again next week.
Yes. So everybody, invite a few of your friends to come hang out with us, and we'll see you guys the same time, I believe, next
week.
Same
time, same place. And remember to post your paintings below.
Yes,
even if they're a little different, even if you use this to jumpstart a different idea or something that was inspired by this, or if you do the exact same one that we did today, post below so we can see all the spiritual art, fabulous woo-woo that you're creating now.
Exactly. Even if it's a sketch, post below. So
absolutely.
Okay, guys, we'll tune in. We'll be here next week, and feel free to comment on the page and give us some feedback, what you like doing, your favorite art, whatever. We're here for you guys. So
let us know what you want to see. We are creating these paintings each week for you. Like, we as the artists are creating original paintings, original art every single week for you. So we're doing this for you. So we would love to hear what you would like to paint also. If you have some ideas, or if there's something that you're really excited that just lights you up that you would love to paint, let us know. We can use that to inspire paintings and future art projects as well, so that we can give you what you want as well as what we're loving to create in the moment.
Yay.
All right. Okay. Well, this is great.
Have
Tracy,
a very
Julie.
awesome evening, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.
Love
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.